Hello friends! The famous mill blogger Z fighter bomber, who seems to be a retired pilot from the Mortarite Air Force, is flying through stormy skies these days, as many of his colleagues are harshly criticizing him for revealing the arrival of fuel in Crimea. Information that the Ukrainians fully exploited. But what happened? Well, on June 17, in an attempt to refute widespread reports about the fuel shortage in Crimea, Fighter Bomber reported on his Telegram channel that fuel has arrived in Crimea, a lot of it, and more is coming. 3 days later, the first separate center of unmanned systems, the elite Ukrainian unit specialized in strategic attacks, left him a message expressing their thanks for his assistance in the operation to attack the oil transshipment center at the Kerch Strait terminal. You'll believe me when I say that was enough to anger other Russian mill bloggers. Vladimir Romanov wrote, "The Ukrainian armed forces officially expressed their gratitude to the idiot for the information that contributed to the attack on the TES-1 fuel terminal in Kerch. I think the security services in Voronezh should give Big Mouth a personal thank you. In any case, let's be fair, the defenders have multiple ways to get the information they need, so at most, Fighter Bomber's message only gave additional confirmation. But come on, it's fun to watch them fight among themselves. All that's left to say is great job, Fighter Bomber. And the way things are going, don't get too close to your building's windows unless you want to fly." This photograph is interesting because we see two strategies used by the invaders to camouflage their oil tanker trucks. On one, they wrote milk on the side, and on the other, they're installing a fake box to try to make it look like a regular transport truck. Maybe some of you don't know this, but at one time the Russian army was considered the second most powerful in the world. In this footage, we see how the Horde is adapting some of its ground courier drones to distribute smoke-generating mines on the battlefield, to create large smoke screens. The goal seems to be to confuse the Ukrainian observation drones, hiding the movement of assault groups, trying to infiltrate the defenders' lines. The dense smoke released by these devices spreads quickly, forming extensive smoke barriers that cover large sections of terrain, hiding troop rotations from advanced positions, evacuations of the wounded, or preparations before an assault. They also draw Ukrainian drones' attention to specific areas, hiding other movements. It's a pity that due to their composition, they can't block reconnaissance drones equipped with thermal cameras, so we probably won't see a significant drop in the number of Russian losses at the front. On the logistics front, the United Kingdom has made rapid progress with the Breakstop project, an initiative by the Ministry of Defense to equip Ukraine with long-range precision missiles that are low-cost and completely free of American components, in order to eliminate any restrictions on the export and use of these systems in Ukraine. These systems allow for deeper and more consistent operations against high-value Russian targets, without the external vetoes that previously limited systems like the Storm Shadow and the ATAC-MS. Launched in November 2024 by the Ministry of Defense, the program challenged the British industry to develop a low-cost, ground-launched cruise missile capable of reaching targets over 500 kilometers away, with a 225-kilogram warhead. 3 competing prototypes emerged from the program. The Crossbow from MVDA UK, the Tiger Shark from MGI Engineering, and the Skylance from Rotron Aerospace, all of which successfully completed flight tests in the spring of this year. They all rely on proprietary navigation systems that avoid using US data or components, ensuring the United Kingdom has full control over export and combat deployment decisions. The first operational batches are expected to be delivered to Ukraine by the end of this year. It looks like Ivan will be receiving a large number of gifts by air this Christmas. On the Black Sea front, during the early hours of Monday, June 22, a Russian drone struck the Turkish-owned bulk carrier Big Victors while it was sailing toward a Ukrainian port. The attack caused a large fire that destroyed the bridge, resulting in the death of one crew member and forcing the other 18 crew members to abandon the ship in a lifeboat amid the flames. And they were rescued by Ukrainian Navy patrol boats, who also confirmed that the ship suffered considerable damage and is no longer fit to continue sailing. The attack on the Big Victors was not an isolated incident, as during the same night, Russian drones attacked two other merchant ships that were heading to Ukrainian ports. Although they suffered damage, they were able to continue their journeys without any injuries reported among their crews. Ivan the Pirate seems to be trying to block the passage of ships carrying Ukrainian agricultural exports that the country's economy depends on, and that also make up an important part of the world's food supply, something that is obviously not of great interest to the invaders. Despite taking part in the campaign to attack Ivan's rear, the operators of the 414th Brigade do not neglect their duties. With the orcs at the front, they continue their campaign to rudely expel illegal tourists and orcs who have entered Ukrainian territory without invitation. Operating with the calm and efficiency of those who have already performed this task many times, they dedicate part of their days to reminding this plague of unwanted visitors that the fertile Ukrainian fields are not available to be occupied, unless it is as organic fertilizer. Boys and girls, remember, none of those soldiers was forced to be there. They entered a foreign country to invade for money. They could have stayed at home with their families, doing any respectable job. And now they're being blown to pieces by a $300 explosive mosquito. Even the orc bikers, who use rural roads as if they were their personal racetracks, get the dose of stick therapy they need delivered by airmail. The brigade's drone operators corrected this misunderstanding with their usual precision. During the following days, multiple groups of orcs tried to camouflage themselves among the fields and bushes, apparently believing that crouching in the shrubs would make them invisible to the local authorities. But the 414th Brigade did not agree at all. One after another, these camouflaged visitors received clear aerial instructions to leave their positions and literally fly toward more welcoming skies. The locals clearly have no patience at all with the invaders, and the little patience they do have runs out quickly as soon as they see a group of orcs trying to camouflage themselves among the trees and bushes of the Ukrainian countryside, after which they send the same order as always. Your visa has been denied, so you'd better head to the nearest exit or ditch, whichever is closer. Thank you. In the final tally, we learned that in just the first 18 days of June, 5,745 of these determined visitors received their official notifications that their special military operation had been permanently canceled. You already know, Ivan, if you're planning to sign the contract to make an unauthorized visit to Ukraine, maybe you should reconsider, because while the landscape is beautiful, the people are warlike, resourceful, and the welcome is, let's say, very selective. The end of the video brilliantly sums up the invaders' confusion at being received as they deserve, as well as the welcome message sent to them by their hosts. In any case, not everything is a loss. Remember that each invader can fertilize 10 square meters of Ukrainian soil. If you want more content about the war in Ukraine, visit our 2 new channels, where we share information in a different format. Be sure to check them out. Remember to visit our Patreon, where for just $1 you'll have access to a large number of uncensored videos and documentaries. Don't forget to leave your like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.